Hello friends, let's talk about today's cue card. So the topic which I'm going to discuss today is describe a person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. So you need to talk about someone who impressed you a lot or about whom you cannot forget till date. So someone, the first is who was he or she. You need to talk about who. Second is how did he or she influence you. And third is what qualities he or she had. So since it is about your primary school means you need to talk about all these qualities and all that incident when you found, okay, you got influenced. So everything should be there in past tense. Past tense means you should use was verb and you need to use second form of the verb. So as usual we are going to start with an introduction. The introduction is, as everybody says, first impression is the last impression. Okay, so this is how you can start with it. First impression is the last impression. I too believe in the same, as I was influenced by my science teacher Mrs. Manpreet Kaur in my first standard. So in my first standard means primary school. Then first question, who was he or she? Her name was Mrs. Manpreet Kaur. Okay, so this is how I have given an introduction, and along with the introduction, without stretching it quite a lot, I have answered this first question, who was he or she. So name is given, then she was my science teacher and in first standard. So in that way I have provided all that required information, who was he or she. Now second is how did he or she influence you. How? So related to that, I vividly remember. Vividly means clearly. Okay, so I remember it very nicely, or I remember everything about. So I vividly remember the day when I went to the new school after relocation. Relocation is what? When you shift from one place to another, when you shift from one city to another city, that is relocation. Okay, so when I shifted from one place to another, might be like for Patiala to Chandigarh, because of relocation I went to the new school in my first class, and that was the very first day I'm talking about. I was excited as well as worried to sit among all strangers. Since the school was new, obviously my classmates, my teachers, everybody was new to me, and I was quite young at that time. So I was really excited as well as you can use it as well as when you are going to connect two things at the same time. So I was worried and excited to sit among all the strangers. However, I felt a sigh of relief. A sigh of relief means little comfortable. Okay, when you're worried, when you are in panic situation. So when you are in panic situation, so at that time when you get some relief, so you would say a sigh of relief. Sigh of relief immediately or instantly when I saw her with a bright smile on her face and welcoming me to the class. So I'm talking about my science teacher Manpreet Kaur. When I saw her in front of me and she had that bright smile on her face, innocent face, and that too again at that time she was welcoming me. So I ventilated all of my stress, my anxiety, my fear immediately. She made me feel comfortable and helped me to make friends on the very first day. Now this is the incident that how I got influenced. I got influenced because she made me very much comfortable. She introduced me among other my classmates. She helped me to make friends on that day, and basically because of that her positive nature, the positive vibrations I used to be receiving from her made me a fan of her. Okay, now the third point about the qualities. So she was a versatile personality. Versatile means multi-talented. She had a lot of qualities, she had a lot of talents in her. So she was a versatile personality, and it was next to impossible. Next to impossible means very difficult. So it was next to impossible, or it was very difficult to find faults in her. She used to explain each and every difficult topic in such an interesting manner, each and every difficult topic or might be like chapter. So she used to explain each and every difficult topic or a chapter in such an interesting manner that science became my favorite subject. So it's not only like it became my favorite subject, I must say that it became the favorite subject of my other classmates. Why? Because we were not able to understand, but then she explained everything in that way, and she was there not only in my first class, she taught me in my other classes also. Okay, and because of her only I completed my education, my entire schooling from that particular school. And if I talk more about other qualities, like she is down to earth. Down to earth means when I got to know that she came from a rich family, from a wealthy family, but then also she took this job. Why? Because she wanted to teach children. She wanted to provide that education she had with her to other students. So she was down to earth. She never became rude. She had in-depth knowledge about her subject. In-depth knowledge means she had intensive knowledge. Whenever she used to get any free time, I always found her reading something related to study or like some reference material in the library. She was quite calm and quiet in nature. I have never seen her fighting with anybody for anything. But at the same time, she was quite candid and outspoken. Candid and outspoken means she didn't fear calling a spade a spade. Didn't fear calling a spade means if she found something is wrong, she had that guts, she had that feelings of speaking it out immediately in front of anybody. She never feared that she should speak or not. If something is wrong, that's wrong. This is what she used to believe. And at the same time, she was quite jolly and jovial also. I had always like seen a smile on her face, whatever the situation may be, but I have never seen her in distress or in any kind of trouble. So she was able to manage each and everything nicely. So finally, I would say that I am still in touch with her and I connect her to seek any suggestions whenever I need. So these days, like I'm in contact with her through Facebook or these Instagram social media applications, and I still like admire her a lot, adore her a lot, and I follow whatever the suggestions, whatever the guidance she gives me. I like to follow everything. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear to you. If you still have any doubt, if you still want to know anything, so you can write it there in the comment section. Keep learning with me. All the best.